Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of my ocean-only survival super flat world. Now in the previous episode we raided trial chamber and I haven't really done much. In the previous episode I showed this in the last one. I did some progress on this. I think I finished it up to here somewhere. I can actually show you that. Let me just fly up there. So as you can see, it looks something like this. Now, I don't want to finish it off by going all the way around just yet, because I wanted to see if the lake is big enough first, and the determining factor for that is going to be if I can fit a relatively large island in the middle, because I want to place a castle on top of it. So what I am going to do is go to those cartography tables and make a bit larger map. So let's go and get our maps, and then we can just go here. And do I have to... Oh, those are birds. Oh my god. And let's see if we can... Oh, that is for copying. Okay. Maybe we need more paper. Let me go to the middle. Make a map. Yes, that's the middle. We'll see how it looks like. Yeah, then this is the middle. Okay. I think we need paper in order to actually expand them. Let's see what we can do. And there we go, we can use paper. That didn't really work the way I wanted it to. About now. It keeps throwing it off into the corner. Maybe because it's just the way the chunks work. I love how it's not even rendering half of it. Like it's broken totally. Oh, I know why it isn't rendering it. Because it's 4 blocks per pixel instead of 1 block per pixel, and it just doesn't have, it's not wide enough for it to actually recognize it as a full block, and that's why it just gets cut off. I guess this one will do fine, just to monitor how big that is. Alright, now since replay mod isn't available for this version yet, I might have to do a regular time-lapse without the replay mod of me building the island, but hopefully that gets fixed soon and I can make normal time-lapses again. Alright, so I've done a little mock-up of the island now, and I don't think this is quite large enough, so I might extend the lake a bit and make the island even bigger than this. Or another thing I might do is have the castle actually on a hill next to the lake, and then have like a bridge connecting and just a part of the castle actually on the lake. Although I would like it to all be on the lake. I won't actually increase the size of the lake yet. I'm just going to leave it as it is and try and get an island of an appropriate size in the middle and an appropriate distance away. I think I might do a little bit further away as well. When the island is done, I may do the outline of the lake later, and then obviously fill everything in, which will be an interesting one as well. Also, I wanted to do some stuff in the Nether, but since none of the mods have been ported to 1.21 as of right now, I can't really do anything with Lightmatica or replay mods, so I guess I'll just have to do regular time lapses of everything. Alright, so this is the size. It's about 120 by 60 blocks, and I think this would be large enough to build a decently sized castle on it. The thing is, I'll have to extend the lake by quite a lot, and as you can see, if you go over to this side, the backside already starts fading, but I think since the terrain is right now quite empty, it looks a bit bigger than it would otherwise. So when I start filling it in with buildings and farms and paths and everything like that, it would look quite a lot smaller than it currently does. So yeah, let's see how it looks. It's the minimum size I want it to be. I may do some shaping around it to make it a bit more natural shape, and then obviously make it a bit bigger with that as well. But this is the minimum I'll go. I guess I can make some plans on top of it when I get it finished, the island I mean, and I want it to stick out like 2 or 3 blocks out of the water. Obviously I'll do the water last because I'll have to do the seabed or the lake bed first, and I'll have to extend the lake as well. I'm thinking of extending it at least another this way, another like this length onto that size, because as you can see it started clipping into the previous outline. I also may increase the size of the middle island. Alright, so I've done this part of the lake, so this corner, and as you can see, if I were to finish it, it would be basically a square. As it is right now, a rounded off square. So what I was thinking of doing is just extending it over on both of the sides, so it's more of an ellipse instead of like a square. So it's long, basically. Right, so the lake is a fair bit bigger. I can't even fit it on my screen anymore. It's almost twice as big, I would dare to say. My voice is a bit weird as well, but don't mind that. So I had to actually increase my render distance in order to render everything. If you look at the far part, if I just turn it back down to 16, I don't think we'll be able to see it. We're barely able to see that. It's fading out in the distance, but let's turn the render distance back so we can actually see what's going on. So yeah, this is the state right now. What I'll try to do is clean up all the excess dirt we have lying around, and then start working on the middle island and try to shape it a bit, and everything that comes with that. So the stone terrain and then the dirts on top, and hopefully in a few episodes we'll be able to start doing the actual castle. Okay, so it already looks much cleaner than it was before, just by removing the old dirt paths. I was thinking of starting the work on the island. I just don't know where to start yet. Maybe I'll try and do a basic dirt outline and then 3 blocks up, I guess, with stone. Or I could try and actually plan this one in creative just to see how it looks like. But I think I'm just going to do it freestyle again and just look at some islands on the internet and see what kind of style I would like to go with. Alright, so here's how I'm going to do this thing. Number one, I'm going to raise the level of this island by 5 blocks, and then we'll see how the rest goes. There we go, it's raised 5 blocks. Now step 2 is to shape the island a little bit so it's not just a square. So I'll start by just going to outline it with a bit of terrain features, and then I guess we can add some like things that go out a bit on some sides and things like that. Alright, so here it is. It's still quite a regular shaped island. I may add some more obvious protrusions on sides, for example over here, or rather over there, because on this part I want there to be a forest, and there I want to have a city or a town or something. So I don't know if I should do one thing coming off here to have a tower on this side or to have a tower on that side. So I'll still have to decide on that. So I've done a little bit of testing and goofing around with the different positions of the tower island. So I want it to be sticking out kind of this corner right next to where the bridge will be, and when the town will be connecting over to the main castle island. Now I know this is a little hard to imagine, so I'll try to draw it and explain where everything will be. Alright, so I have right here a little image or a mock-up or whatever you want to call it of the island I just built. So on the island, obviously, there will be a castle. I will decide how it will look when we get there. And then I was planning on having a bridge right here connecting the main island to this part of the shore. On this side, the town will also be. So we'll have castle, bridge, and town on this side. On the other side, where there's land already, I was planning on having a dark forest where the royal family could have some secrets inside. Alright, so here is what 2 shulker boxes of progress looks like, and I've gotten away about halfway around with the first layer. I think the edges are a bit too cut off. It goes from this nice little kind of slope directly to a flat line. So I guess I'll build it around one loop first, and then I'll try to smoothen out a little bit by adding, I guess, more gradual rise from this. So I have to smoothen out a little bit so it looks more natural. But now I'm out of dirt and I should probably go get some more. Alright, so I've decided to start working on the curve before finishing everything else, just so I can see what I was doing wrong. So since here it goes pretty steep, I'm going to try and have a line of 1 to 2 blocks throughout the whole thing. Something a little bit like this, that it's closer to the edge. Maybe not this close, so I have to go all the way back here and do a 5 instead of a 3. I have to figure out a way to do this without messing everything else up. Let's start here at the longer length. I want it to be at least like this. And then we have... Maybe this is even too much. Let's see how that looks. Let's fill this in and see what it looks like. Okay, yeah, I think it's a bit of too short of a sample to see what it really does. Let's extend it a bit more. It's way easier doing terraforming when you've got something to work on. For example, now I have this piece of land I can modify and not have to build it on my own. So it's way easier to do this than to do it without any support at all. Let's try filling it in from over here. Let's just fill it up. Let's see how it is now. Yeah, I think it's much better. And then we can have another layer 3 to 4 blocks out and just keep extending the range of blocks until we get to the middle. And I have to do this entire range all over again, and I'm out of dirt, so I'm going to have to AFK for quite a while over there because I've run out of dirt, and I think even I have surpassed the 30k mark. I've surpassed 35,000 as well. I think we'll get to at least 42k by the end of this episode, maybe even to 45. But yeah, I'm just going to go around this part and see how much of an improvement that actually makes. Okay, let's see what we've done so far. Oh yeah, I think it's much better, except for this part. This looks a bit out of place. Oh yeah, that looks way more natural. So as you can see, the curve is now more smoothened out. It's not like an abrupt change. So I'm going to continue with whatever dirt I have left. I don't think I'll make it all the way around, even for one pass, because there's just so much dirt to place and I just don't have that much. So yeah, I really hope we can get to the end of the island by the end of the episode even. So yeah, I'll just continue on this journey. Alright, so officially run out of dirt, but I think I like this. So I guess I have to AFK at the farm. I think nothing has exploded in quite a while, so I believe we should be safe, although that's a little TNT inside of there. Okay, we'll see. I'll just go AFK and we'll see how it goes. Alright, dirt achieved, and now I'll just go on and finish the first loop and then do... I think 3 more will be just fine. Alright, so as you can see, I've started doing a bit wider strips this time, and that's just because so I can see the next layer when I build it, how it will look like basically. There we go. This should be all right now. Alright, I need more rockets, but then it's on to layer 3, and I'm going to move it a bit inwards as I mentioned before. Alright, that's another 2 shulkers down, and we are almost done with the main part as well. I think I'll do 1 or 2 more layers and we should be done with this. It took a pretty long time, but I'm really happy how it's turning out right now. I might have to take down all of this, or at least some of it, because I want it to be in at least kind of the same level as that. So I have to grind more dirt, which I'll just do now on my farm. I'm running low on TNT, which is starting to be a problem because my sand duper is broken. I hope I'll have enough to finish the island. If not, I'll have to get creative with what I do.
Alright, so now I'm back from my trip. I was on a trip for the past week, and while I was gone, the mods were released for 1.21. So now for the last part of this island, I can actually make normal time lapses again. I have 4 shulker boxes of dirt, 2 in my inventory and 2 in the storage. I'm running really low on TNT, so we'll have to sort it out in the next episode. And yeah, time for the last time lapse.
Alright, so we have finished building for today's episode, and this is what it looks like from all the way up here. Now, if I turn down my render distance to like a playable number, let's say 16 or something, I can still see the island, but if I turn it to 10, I don't think I'll be able to see it. No, I in fact won't be able to see it, which is kind of amazing. I want to also see what it looks like if you're standing in the middle of the island, which is also pretty big. I think we'll be able to fit a castle on top of here, no problem. A small castle, but still, if I stand on one side, I can't see the other. Okay, so that's pretty good because I want it to be as immersive as possible. And I think playing at lower render distances is better because you don't see everything all at once and you just have to kind of explore together. But yeah, in this video, there was a lot of time lapses. I hope I'll be able to not make as many for the next couple of episodes. Before we start building the castle, I want to get some farms going, and the farms I want to make are carrot and potato and those sort of farms. For now, I can just get some of those armorers and weaponsmiths and whatnot to sell me emeralds for iron, and then I can cure them. And since I have a ton of iron in this chest here, I have a ton of iron, I'm going to be able to get a lot of emeralds. But yeah, that is it for today's episode. Hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope I will see you in the next episode, and I hope I will actually make the next episode. So yeah, peace out.